really think when you're asking questions. You can eat clean foods. All right? Anything the Most High said it's clean, you can eat. But what you can't do is prepare it and try to act like it's a regular day. You would prepare it before the sun go down. All right? When the sun go down, your food is prepared. There's not much work to do. You concentrate on the Most High and you do His will. And you eat foods. You eat what's in the house. It's not that complicated. Well, when it comes to microwaves, I don't see no difference between microwaving a food and cooking the food. It just takes less time. All right? So let's just try to prepare our foods before the Sabbath so we'll get used to it, because when Christ returns, we're going to be under that covenant again. Okay? In the wilderness, when it's time for the purging, we'll be under that covenant at that time also. All right? Okay. I understand you're trying to be correct, brother, but some of the questions you ask, they're, don't try to ask questions outside the confines of the scripture we're reading. You know what foods we can eat, clean foods. That's simple. All right, and I don't want to discourage you asking questions, but you have to think. You understand? Some of these things you know already, okay? Well, when Christ comes back, we'll be under the rod again. We'll be under the rod again. Get Ezekiel 33. Mm-hmm. Ezekiel 20, and 33. Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 20 verse 33. As I live, saith the Most High Power,
go ahead.
Surely with a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
I will gather you out of the countries wherein you were scattered. Read.
With a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out.
Go ahead.
And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
So we'll be in the wilderness, the same wilderness we were in when we came out of Egypt. That's where we'll eventually be. Read.
And there will I plead with you, face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
So will I plead with you, saith the Most High Power. And I will cause you to pass under the rod.
So we're going to go back under the rod. The rod is the rod of Moses. So we're going back under the law. Read.
And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Go ahead.
Verse 38. And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
You see that? So the rebels are going to be purged out by breaking laws. So we might as well get used to following the laws now. Because in the wilderness, he's going to purge out from among us the rebels. And you're going to have people in the wilderness eating pork too. I'm going to show you that. They're going to be in the wilderness eating pork. They'll probably find some weed to smoke or something. And it's going to be straight. It's going to be judgment right there. There's not going to be no questions about scriptures like what about herbs. And I'm going to show you this. And if you're eating pork, the Bible tells you what's going to happen if you eat pork at this time. Read.
Verse 38. And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
Go ahead.
And them that transgress against me.
And them that transgress against the law of the Most High. So the purging period is actually going to be a situation in which we are breaking the law and you see people dying off. So when you think about judgment, you think about it all at once. But judgment is not like that all the time. You're going to see people dying off and you're going to know because they broke a law. In the wilderness, we might not even know the law someone has broken, but the Most High knows. So you're going to have people hiding behind trees, catching pigs and all that. I'm going to show you. They're going to be out pig hunting. They're going to be doing all that and think no one can see them. Let's get that in Ezekiel. Isaiah 66, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 66. We're going to show you these people that's going to think that they can come out of their respective places. And you know, we're going to be eating herbs. You're going to be trying to eat natural. And a pig fetish going to come on a person. They're going to be like, you know what? Man, I remember I was eating those pig knuckles, those pig feet. You know, I want some barbecue spare ribs. And they're going to go behind a tree and think no one can see it. Let's read it in Isaiah 66. I think it's about 15th verse, right? Mm-hmm. Read it.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15.
Isaiah 66 and 15 reads what?
For behold, the Most High will come with fire.
The Most High will come with fire, read.
And with his chariots like a whirlwind.
And his chariots like a whirlwind. It's talking about the so-called UFOs. Okay, but not the ones, not some of the ones you be seeing. I'm talking about the angelic forces. Read.
And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury.
Go ahead.
And his rebuke with flames of fire.
Go ahead.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
So it lets you know that he's going to plead with all flesh. Through fire, it's going to be destruction. To show you linking directly into Ezekiel, the 33rd, the 20th chapter, the 33rd verse. Read.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And the slain of the Most High shall be many. Read.
Verse 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens.
So now we're in the gardens. Read.
Behind one tree in the midst,